You are listening to African Father in America podcast by Simon Javan Okello, live from Seattle, Washington, USA.
Greetings, beautiful people. My name is Simon Javan Okello. I am excited to be here with you for another episode of the African Father in America podcast. I am in Seattle, Washington, and today we have another amazing African proverb. Our proverb comes from Nigeria. Our proverb today comes from Nigeria. I am putting it on the screen there real quick so that you can take a look at it, so that we can also have a conversation around it. The river may dry up, but she keeps her name. The river may dry up, but she keeps her name. I want you to let me know in the comments what this proverb means to you. I am going to share 3 nuggets of wisdom. I am going to share 3 nuggets of wisdom that are related to this proverb. And then I am also going to share with you 2 events that I want you to be a part of here in Seattle, Washington. So I'll share the 3 nuggets. I'll let you know about the 2 events I want you to be a part of. And also, I want you to make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just press the thumbs up button down below and make sure you subscribe to the channel. That goes a long way in making sure I can continue doing this amazing work with the AFIA podcast. And again, thank you for those who are tuning in across other platforms, whether you're on X, Facebook, LinkedIn, and also AMP. AMP is another platform that I stream this AFIA podcast on. Make sure you let me know where in the world you're joining me from. Again, our proverb is amazing, and I want to add it here on your screen one more time. It says, the river may dry up, but she keeps her name. This is a beautiful proverb from Nigeria. And so we are going to explore what this proverb means, and we are taking a journey to Nigeria. Just a side note, there was another coup in Africa today. There was an election in Gabon, and the Gabonese president has been in power for so many years. Almost 40 years he has been in power, and the military announced that they're taking over. The elections were not fair. But really, having been in power for that long, Omar Bongo, the president, is not even stable mentally. So there's just a lot going on in Africa. And I just wanted to share the breaking news. Just a couple of hours ago, there was another coup. Last month, there was another coup also. I think the last coup that we saw was in Niger. So a lot of changes going on in Africa. But we're back to our proverb. We're back to our proverb here. The proverb is beautiful, and it says that the river may dry up, but she keeps her name. What does this mean to you? This proverb is teaching us so many things, and it is really because the river always leaves its mark, and so many generations of people that have lived around the river pass on stories after stories, and so the river's name stays the same, but the people who live around the river might change. So I want to go on here and share the 3 nuggets of wisdom. And also just say that, this proverb, it's fascinating. I'm hearing it for the first time, and I just love it. So this is the first nugget of wisdom. No matter what challenges you face, your legacy will live on, No matter what challenges you face, your legacy will live on. Even if you are no longer here, the things you do will continue to impact the world. So make sure to live a life that is worthy to be remembered. What you do now, whether it's in a small or big way, is important. It doesn't matter the accolades and everything that people say now, but whatever you're doing, you will be remembered. You will be remembered for it. I love that. I love that. The second nugget of wisdom says here that your reputation is important. You know, the way you behave and the choices you make will shape how people perceive you. So always strive to do the right thing even when it is difficult. Yeah, wow. This one is even speaking to me because I'm always juggling, sometime you want to do the right thing, but that means you need to sleep over the decision that you need to make, Lately I've been watching a lot of videos about investing, and one of the techniques about investing I learned is that if you see a really good investing opportunity, you should at least sleep over it, wait for 24 hours, and the next day make a decision and decide whether the investment opportunity that you wanted to invest in yesterday is worth it today, And so allow yourself and give yourself time so that you make the right decision, so that you do the right thing, because your reputation is important, I love this one. This is the second nugget of wisdom from today's proverb. And then number 3, your impact will be felt even if you are gone. The things you do can have a ripple effect that reaches far and wide. So never underestimate the power of your actions. This is really important. And if we think about what I was just saying earlier in regards to the coup that just happened in Gabon, I am reminded about it in regards to this last nugget of wisdom. This nugget says that your impact will be felt even after you are gone. The things you do can have a ripple effect that can be far reaching, And so it's important that we do not underestimate the power of our actions. And I was saying that this reminds me of the coup that just happened in Gabon, but also just the string of coups that have been happening in Africa over the last couple of years. The last 2 years we've probably had like 7 coups in Africa, and so when you think about it, and this nugget of wisdom, this reminds me of the actions of the colonizers of Africa. A lot of the colonizers, what they did maybe 60 years ago is still continuing to impact many of us, even those of us who live here in the diaspora. When there is a coup in Gabon, actually it impacts what's going on in Kenya. It impacts what's going on for Kenyans, for Gabonese, for South Africans, no matter where they are in the world. It's just being said that, there's a coup in Africa, And so the instability that was caused by the colonialists and the mentality that they instilled in leaders in Africa is making it difficult for these leaders to really run the countries effectively, to provide for the citizens effectively. And that's why there's a huge number of African people who are leaving Africa for the diaspora. And so, the actions that we take today are very, very important that we do not underestimate. Our actions determine tomorrow. It determines what's going to happen for others, for ourselves, for our community. So it's just important that we pay attention to the impact of our actions, So that's the last nugget of wisdom. I want to encourage you to make sure you take a minute and comment down below, and also give this video a thumbs up. That's really, really important. Those are some of the ways that we can continue growing AFIA podcast. So, for those who are just joining us, I just want to share with you that our proverb for today says that the river may dry up, but she keeps her name. This is from Nigeria. I shared the 3 nuggets of wisdom related to this proverb, but I want you to also take a minute and share what this proverb means to you down in the comments. I also want to take a minute and talk real quick about the Taste of Madaraka Festival. This is on September 17th. Taste of Madaraka Festival is going to be at Langston Hughes Performing Arts Institute from 6 to 9 p.m. you should go to Eventbrite and get a ticket today, because there are very limited tickets available for this amazing dinner. I have been producing this dinner series since 2016 at Cafe Avol on Rainier Avenue in Seattle, and this dinner has been a very important catalyst for bringing customers to African establishments here in the Seattle area. And so when you come to this dinner, you should expect great music, you should expect delicious food, and you should expect to connect with some of the members of the African diaspora community, and also some of the sponsors of Madaraka Festival, partners of Madaraka Festival, community leaders that make Madaraka Festival happen, previous performers at the Madaraka Festival. Those are some of the things you should expect. There's enough parking at Langston Hughes. There's a lot of street parking at Langston Hughes. It's an historic venue, and we are really, really privileged to be partnering with Langston Hughes, 206 Langston or Langston, Seattle. So make sure you join us on September 17th. I also want to talk about another event that is really important to me, and I would love for you to join me for this incredible Africa Day Business Forum, which is on September 30th. This organization that produces Africa Day Business Forum is known as the African Chamber of Commerce of the Pacific Northwest. It's led by Peter Gishuru, who is an astute businessman and an elder in our community, and he's been bringing business people together here in our community, here in the diaspora. He's been bringing together leaders from Africa, from governors, vice presidents. He's been bringing, business owners from Africa together with business owners here in the Pacific Northwest. So on September 30th at the Motif Hotel, I will be there personally, and I invite you to also go to Eventbrite and get your ticket for the 23rd Annual Africa Day Business Forum. It's going to be an incredible time, and I encourage you to join us. If you are joining me for this show for the first time, my name is Simon Okelo. I am the host of the AFIA podcast, and I love doing this show because it grounds me, it helps me start my day in the best way possible, and allows me to share these beautiful African proverbs. At the beginning of my day, I'm able to look at these proverbs and dissect them and really appreciate who I am as an African living here in the diaspora. So I love exploring the meanings of these proverbs, and I encourage you to also take a minute and watch this show or listen to this show from the beginning, so that you can understand what today's proverb really means. I'm going to repeat it just one more time for the sake of those who are just joining us. The river may dry up, but she keeps her name. This is a Nigerian proverb. I shared 3 nuggets of wisdom about it, and I want you to check those out by going back to the beginning of the show and just listening and learning, and also comment so that I know that you engaged with the show today. I'm grateful, and this has been a short and sweet episode of the African Father in America podcast, and I can't wait to join you again tomorrow. Take great care of yourselves. Peace and love. Thanks a lot.
African Father in America. Tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. Tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. African Father in America. Tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. You are listening to African Father in America podcast by Simon Javan Okelo, live from Seattle.